Hello everyone, I'm Lizelle Amanya at Math Athic. Today we're going to talk about addition and subtraction of rational expressions. Rational expressions is the expressions that numerator and denominator are polynomials. Like for example, 2x over x positive 2 minus 8 over x squared positive 2x plus 3 over x. And before we add and subtract this, we can find the least common denominator, which we can divide each fractions. So our LCD, or least common denominator, is x, quantity of x positive 2, and divide from the denominator from the first term of the fractions, which the result is x. Then we multiply the numerator, which is 2x. Then we divide from the second term, which is x squared positive 2x. Since x times quantity of x positive 2 is 1, then we can multiply by 8. And this one, the third term, we divide, and the result is x positive 2, and multiply by 3. And then we have to multiply each term by x2x, negative 8 times 1. So we have 2x squared, negative 1 times 8 becomes negative 8. Then positive 3 times x becomes positive 3x. Then positive 3 times 2 becomes positive 6 over x times the quantity of x positive 2. You copy the denominator. And then before we simplify this one, let's find this decreasing power. We can arrange in the general form, which is 2x squared positive 3x. Then the constant, which is different sign, so we subtract 8 minus 6 becomes negative 2. Then copy the denominator, which is x, quantity of x positive 2. Then before this one, before we simplify, we can factor. Since our factor is 2x negative 1 and x positive 2, where negative 1 times x is negative x, and 2x times 2 becomes 4x. So 4x minus negative x becomes 3x. So this is our factor, and bring down the denominator, and we cancel out the common factor. Our common factor here is x positive 2. Cancel out this one, and the remaining is the answer. That is 2x negative 1 over x. And this is our answer. Then let's have example number 2. 6 over x times quantity of 3x negative 2 plus 5 over 3x negative 2 minus 2 over x squared. We can have the least common denominator of x squared, quantity of 3x negative 2. So let's divide. You can put the least common denominator here. From the denominator, we have x squared, quantity of 3x negative 2. Then we divide this one from the first fractions, so the result is x, so we can multiply by 6. And then in the second fractions, the result is, we divide this one, the result is x squared, so 5 times x squared. Then this one, the result is 3x negative 2, so 2 times 3x negative 2 over x squared 3. So this is, and then we multiply each term, so x times 6 becomes x 6x. Then 5 times x squared becomes 5x squared. Then 2 times 3x becomes 6x. Negative times negative, negative 2 times negative 2 becomes positive 4. Then you can only copy the denominator. And then we subtract and add this one. But first we can arrange in the general form, which is 5x squared. Our general form of polynomials, we have cancel this one because negative and positive 6x is 0, so we can cancel out. Then the remaining is 5x squared, positive 4 over x squared, quantity of 3x, negative 2. And this is the answer. Then let's have example number 3. Our least common denominator is x cubed. Then multiply this 2 times x squared. X cubed divided by x squared becomes x, so x times 3x positive 1. Then x cubed divided by x cubed becomes 1, so 1 times x negative 2. Remember the sign, you can copy, which is a negative, so we multiply this one, so 2x squared. Then x times 3x becomes 3x squared. Then x times 1 becomes x. Then negative 1 times x becomes negative x. Negative 1 times negative 2 becomes positive 2 over x cubed. Then we arrange this one, since there is a common variable and exponent, so we have the same sign, so we can add. So 2 plus 3 becomes 5x squared. Cancel out this one, different sign, and the remaining is positive 2 over x cubed. So this is our answer, 5x squared positive 2 over x cubed, and this is the answer. Then let's have our example number 4, which is x over x squared, negative 9. Remember, it is a perfect square. When we factoring, we have positive and the difference of square. Minus 3x, negative 1 over x squared, positive 7x, positive 2. When we factor this one by trial and error method, which is a trinomial, so we factor first term is x positive 3, quantity of x negative 3, and the second term of the fraction is 3x negative 1, and the factor of x squared positive 7x positive 12 is x positive 3, quantity of x positive 4. So we can find the least common denominator here. So our least common denominator is x positive 3. We have x positive 3, we write here from the numerator, and x negative 3 and x positive 4. So we have least common denominator. We divide its numerator, this one, from the first term of the fraction. So we will have x positive 4 times x, and then we divide also this one from the second fraction of the denominator, so the remaining is x negative 3 times 3x negative 1, and then we multiply each term, so x times x becomes x squared. Then x times 4 equals positive 4x. Then we have in the second term, so this one is a binomial. Remember the multiplying of binomials, we can use the FOIL method. So the result is 3x negative 9x positive 3. And then this one, since it is a subtractions, remember in the subtractions we can change the sign. We can use the inverse property. So we have x squared positive 4x negative 3x squared positive 10x negative 3 over x positive 3, quantity of x negative 3, quantity of x positive 4. So we add and subtract. And this is the remaining negative 2x positive 14x negative 3 over the least common denominator. We copy only, and this is the result as answer. Then let's have example number 5, which is 2x positive 5 over x squared positive 69 positive 9 plus x over x squared negative 9. It is a perfect square of the difference square, you know, in the formula. So we can find the least common denominator. Before we find the least common denominator, we factor each fractions. So we have, from the first term, we have x positive 3 times quantity of positive 3. And the second term of the fractions, we will have difference of square formula. We have x positive 3 and x negative 3. Then we copy from the third fractions. We have 1 over x negative 3. So we will find the least common denominator of these three fractions. So we will have x positive 3 squared. We can square this one, don't forget. And then x negative 3. This is our least common denominator. Then we divide from the first denominator. The result is x negative 3. So x negative 3 we multiply from the numerator to x positive 5 plus, remember, from the second term. So we divide this one from the second term. So the result is x times x positive 3. And then from the third, we have 1 times x positive 3 squared. So by binomial multiplication, we use the FOIL method. So this is 5 times 3 becomes negative 15. Then negative 3 times 2x becomes negative 6x. Then x times 5 becomes 5x. So the result is negative x. And then x times x, this one from the first column. So x plus x becomes x squared. X plus 3 becomes 3x. And then the third, and then we multiply from the third term x squared plus 3 times x squared plus 3. The result is x squared positive 6x positive 9 over x positive 3 squared x negative 3. And then we collect like terms. So we can collect like terms to x squared plus x squared plus x squared becomes 4x squared. And then the second one, which is in the coefficients of x, we have negative x plus 3x plus 6x becomes positive 8x. Then negative 15 minus 9 becomes negative 6. And this is the answer. That's all. Thank you.